Hi, everyone. This is Michele Graglia.
This is Marianne Hogan.
Hi, I'm Adrian McDonald.
I'm Katie Asmith.
Hi, this is Anthony Gasals.
Hi, my name is Meg Morgan.
Hey, it's Jordan Trove.
This is John Ray.
This is Ryan Van Duzer, and you are listening to the GottaRun Racing Podcast.
Hey everyone, we're back with the GottaRun Podcast.
Hello, hello. What is going on in the world?
What's going on in the world? I don't know what's going on in the world, but I know that no one has taken on my FKT yet.
You're right. It's coming up on a year since you completed your very first FKT.
Snakes and Ladders of Dufferin County. Check it out on fkt.com. Has all the information there, and I'm waiting for someone to take the record.
It'd be a nice time of year to do it.
That's why I did it during this time.
You got it.
It was October 18 last year. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Nice weather, nice run, nice crew.
Aww.
And who's on the podcast today?
Today we have the winner of the Divide 200, Selene Mallone. Celine is a 30-year-old firefighter from Ontario, relatively new to ultra running. According to Ultra Sign Up, her first ultra was the Fat Ass 50K in 2019, which we'll confirm with when we chat with her. This year, she finished 5th at the Sulphur Springs 100 miler in under 20 hours. Definitely not an easy course. And of course, she just won the Divide in a time of 72 hours and 31 minutes. Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. Didn't we ran into her in one of our training runs, didn't we?
We did. We ran into her at Fifth Line coming out of the Sisters Loop.
Here in Ontario, for those who don't know, it's a pretty good training run for trail runners close to where we live, north of Toronto. And she was coming out and we were going in.
That's where we met her for the first time. But we can't remember if that was this year last. So let's get to know Celine better.
Here's Celine coming up.
So welcome to the podcast, Celine. And of course, congratulations on winning the Divide 200 very recently.
Thank you very much.
Are you still on cloud 9?
Yeah, I think that 90% of the race still thinking like, I can't believe I'm here. So I like cloud 9, we're still like really up here.
Awesome. Well, before we get into that and your amazing journey through the Rockies, let's go back to the beginning. So tell us why, how, when you started running.
So I used to do, in high school, we did cross country for fitness, and I used to do wrestling and rugby. So if you were on those two teams, you were doing running, and then running used to be punishment. So it was never something we were to enjoy because it was either you made a mistake and you had to go do suicides or you weren't fit. So you had to go run to get more fit. So running was never something that was pleasurable. It was always like, oh no, okay, I got to learn my lesson so I don't have to run more. And then from there, I did competitive weightlifting for 4.5 years.
Wow.
And then got injured. I ended up breaking my foot.
Ouch.
And couldn't walk, couldn't do anything. I was actually in a wheelchair for 2 months.
Wow, that's a serious break.
Yeah, so it was really debilitating because I was in school to be a police officer. And at the time, it was like I was doing all the things. I was running for fitness, training for like provincial and nationals for weightlifting, and then going to be starting all my police practicums and getting all the fitness stuff sorted out. And then literally broke my foot and I was like, everything I do, I'm doing something. I'm like, what am I going to do now? And then I remember I used to watch videos and read all the running magazines. And remember sitting in my wheelchair. And I said to my mom, do you think I can run a marathon? She goes, well, even if I told you couldn't, you'd still do it anyway. So I'm always going to tell you can do it. It's just, you just have to want to do it. So then a year to the date that I broke my foot, I ran the Toronto Waterfront Marathon.
A year to the day.
To the day, yeah. And that was in 2017. And then that kind of just set me on the running path. And I was doing marathons and I was running with a coach and I was on a team and I absolutely loved it. So that was kind of like my journey it's funny because it was something that I literally did for a punishment. And now most people would consider 200 miles to be punishment. But I consider it to be like the most healthy outlet for me and something I am so passionate about now.
Right.
Wow.
I did actually see a photo of your mom on Instagram when we were doing some research on you. She looks like a very fit lady. So was she an inspiration to you?
So my mom, from a very young age, like for myself, she was going to the gym. And from the age of 14, I've been going to the gym with my mom. And then currently, like even up to now, when I was competing and stuff, my mom used to come to the gym with me and we would train together. And then now we go to like an altitude training gym and it's like a lot of group workouts. And my mom comes with me almost every single day.
Wow.
She's 61 years old and she's amazing. Like if I could be anything close to her, that would just be everything to me. So yeah, my mom is very, very fit. Her confidence of her capabilities is down here, but her actions and what she does just speak for herself. So she takes very good care of herself.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What a motivation.
I also thank my mother for getting me into sport. She's 84 now and she still walks 2 hours every day.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like her parents are in their 90s and they go to the gym 3 times a week.
No way.
They're 90 and 91. They're very independent. It's actually my grandma just turned 90 literally a week ago. And they're the most independent people I know. They don't like to bother people. They like to do things and hate asking for help, which, I mean, you should when you're 90.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
You've earned that. But I think that's just that trait coming from my mom carrying down. And I just hope I can follow that.
Nice.
Wow.
That route.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What decided you to get into ultras and what was your first ultra?
So 2017 was a very big year and a bit of a crazy year. So ran my first marathon and then I graduated from university. And then as a trip present for myself, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. I went out to Mount Kilimanjaro alone. At 22, you're going to Africa.
Wow.
And I mean, like, I know, and I've never gone anywhere alone. So that was my first trip by myself. And flew all the way out there, ended up with an amazing group, and then did that in August, and then ran the marathon in October. And then I put my name in the lottery I used to do a lot of obstacle course racing events. So I did a lot of Spartan races. So I just put my name in a lottery for Spartan used to do 24-hour ultra marathons in Europe.
Yeah.
So they had one in Iceland, and I've been to Iceland and I absolutely love it. And I was like, wow, that'd be kind of cool to go do like a 24-hour run in Iceland. Cool. And then I put myself on the list, and then I came back from Africa. I hadn't run my marathon yet, and I got an email saying, you've been selected for the first ultra marathon in Iceland. And I was like, I haven't run further than 30 kilometers. And I go to Iceland, and I'm like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about ultra running. I had no clue about shoes, gear, like what to eat, nutrition. And I remember thinking, well, if we sign up for something, we're going to do it. And my most infamous phrase that my boyfriend and I use all the time is, we'll just figure it out. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. You might learn some hard lessons. You might surprise yourself. But what's the worst that's going to happen if you just try? So I trained really hard. I ran my marathon, and I was really happy with that. And then I just kept training. And then the thing with Spartan is it was running it was like knee-deep snow. And it was 24 hours. And it was 6-kilometer loop with obstacles. So you're not only battling the elements, running into the mountains in some small town in Iceland, but you're doing monkey bars, barbed wire crawls, rope climbs. And the hardest part was everything was freezing. And every time you feel an obstacle, you have to do burpees. And I was like, oh my God, like I have to do another burpee.
Wow.
How much time did you have to prepare from when you got the acceptance?
It was in December, the first week of December. And I got accepted at the end of August. So I had basically September and November. And I just went off sheer will of like, well, I climbed a really tall mountain. I prepped for a marathon. I do Spartans. I work out a lot. I was like, I guess we're just going to see what happens. And then I ended up coming first in the open category. And I was like, whoa, that's really cool. Like, that's really cool. And then I ended up doing that race two more times after that, because the next year they did it in Iceland, and they said, okay, I'm not doing it again. If they move it, I'll do it. And then they did it in Sweden. I'm like, okay, I guess I have to go to Sweden now. That was what got me started. It was like the one thing I liked about the timed events is it wasn't like a set distance. You could quit in any race, you can quit whenever you want, but there's no pressure.
Right.
You can just go at your own pace, and whatever you do, you do. And that's just something to be proud of, that you just continuously are able to go for however long you can. So
how many K did you cover that first year?
My first year, we were battling rain, snow. The course got demarked because of all the crazy elements that came. I think I got 60K, and I ended, I think I ran 20, I did 22 hours. I didn't do the full 24.
Wow.
I was like, I think I'm okay. Maybe next year will be better. And then the next year I ran 75. And then the year after that, it was even harder because it became more of a world stage. So they just, each year progressed with the stakes and I guess the hype and everything. It's like Sulphur Springs, like every year they elevate the event, right? And the last year I did almost 90. So it was like a progression every year.
Right.
Yeah.
And so your first trail ultra was Fat Ass, I believe?
First? Yes, it was. Yeah. Okay. That was my first one. Like I did a lot of trail running initially. I used to do the 5 Peaks passes. And I used to do like the race pass. So my mom actually and we started running together, and we used to buy the race passes and we just used to do all the races. Right. And my first trail half marathon ever was with 5 Peaks. And then my first 50K like official was with Fat Ass.
Right.
That was 2 weeks when I came back from Sweden. So I literally did my race because I wasn't supposed to do it, and then registered last minute. So went to Sweden. Then 2 weeks later ran the 50K.
So what did you find was different between just straight running and then not having to do the obstacles? Was that a bit of a weird concept? Because
when the run used to be like the recovery. And
that's how I felt about CrossFit.
I know you're cringing.
I know I felt that way about CrossFit. Whenever they made us run, I was like, okay, I can recover now. And everyone else is dying.
Right? I was like, oh yeah, this is great. I was like, okay, we catch our breath. We're doing awesome. Like, this is awesome. The run was the recovery, and the obstacles I was calculating between where we were on the course, because we could be on the top of a mountain and you're having to run over 6-foot walls and stuff. So I was thinking about how I was going to be tackling that. So your mindset was very different because it wasn't just on running, and you were also very, I want to say, distracted because you had an obstacle coming up. Whereas with running, it's when's the next checkpoint? When do I get more food? So it's like so different.
Yeah.
But I think after doing that for a few years, I did obstacle course racing for quite a few years. And then moving into ultras, I actually liked the idea of just not having that stimulation and that all that stimulation and focus going into the trail and appreciating where I am and just focusing on the course.
Right.
And I actually get a lot more.
Yeah. Well, you've pretty rapidly gone from 50K, you doubled it to 100K, and then you went up to 100 mile. What was it that led you to do that decision to do that so quickly, I guess, in retrospect?
So basically, when I was trying to do, like everyone in COVID I was running a lot during COVID, and I was training for me in my mind. I'm like, I'm training for that half marathon. That's never going to happen. Or that marathon. That's never going to happen. But I'm still going to train through it. And I got injured actually. And I re-broke the foot that I had initially broke.
Oh, no.
So I know. And it was so silly. Like, my first story was so cool. I was on the platform. I dropped a really heavy weight and I broke my foot. The second time I kicked a table and the screw that's in my foot just pushed through the bone. And it was the right recipe for a break. So during COVID, I was home for a month because I worked through COVID, but I was home for a month. I actually went through a bit of a depression because my whole world was centered around fitness. You couldn't go to a gym.
Yeah.
Centered around being outside, couldn't do that. And I was in my house. And then also at the same time, pushing for a career, because I'm a firefighter, but pushing for a career that was not hiring at the current moment in time. So it was basically like all the things that I was pursuing came to a halt.
Yeah.
So I fell into a bit of a depression. And it was really hard because I was just home. And then afterwards, same thing, sitting at home and with my broken foot. And I was like, I think I can run 100K. So
Not breaking your foot.
I think I could do that. Somehow, like every time I apparently break my foot, I have these premonitions of like, I could do that. Why not? So then I registered for the Foxtail 100K. And I did that in 2022.
Okay.
And I had the best time. I had the absolute best time. It was my first Happy Trails event. And I was running in the race. And it was a very, very hot race. Because at the time, the Foxtail used to be in August. So it was peak heat, really hot day. And I had an amazing time. And somehow ended up coming in first place. Had no idea that it had happened. But it just kind of happened. And I was like, wow, that was a lot of fun. That was really cool. Could I do more? Maybe. I don't know. So, yeah. Apparently a break is like my fuel to like see what could I do.
What point did you get on to fire?
I actually got hired full-time in Toronto last year in January.
Okay.
And I've been pursuing the career for 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very, very tough. I used to live in Vaughan, and then I moved just about a half hour up north to become a volunteer firefighter. And I've been working there for now 5 years. So I volunteer on the side, and I do full-time fire in Toronto. So
Nice.
Wow.
That's awesome.
fire all the time, always on call.
Hey, that prepares you for the wee hours of the morning in an ultra, right?
Yeah, and it's funny because everyone's like, how do you go off less sleep? And I go, well, I barely sleep at work. So it's
That's
just
right.
another day of work.
Exactly. I think you guys, shift workers, have a huge benefit to tackling an ultra.
100%.
All right. So your 200 milers both took place at Sulphur Springs. The first one, of course, was in the driving rain. And then last year, this year, I should say, the weather was great. But you took 2 hours off your time. So what do you attribute that huge, huge time difference to?
So I ran Tally in the Valley the year before I ran Sulphur Springs the first time. And in 24 hours, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get my 100 miles. I got 147K and I was so upset. And my boyfriend who crewed me for the very first time, and it poured that year. God bless his soul. He has stood the test of time. We've learned so many lessons from all of our setups and everything. But you have to remember anything after 100K is a personal best.
There you go.
So that year it poured and we had a heat wave. And then I got a coach. And from basically right after I finished Tally in the Valley, took a bit of time, started with being coached by Amanda Nelson.
Okay.
And who's honestly become one of my best friends, actually.
Aww.
She's fantastic. Yeah. And I said to her, do you think I could do this? And she's like, 100%.
You don't ask her that. You know she's going to say yes.
Of course.
Oh, my God.
It's funny because she is also, her and I are very similar because I go to her, do you think I could do this? She goes, yes. And then she does the same thing back to me. You're also my coach. You should have more faith in yourself. I'm your client. But so yeah, then I registered with her. And last year was very interesting because at the same time as me training for my first 100-mile race, I was in the academy for Toronto Fire. So I was training to be a full-time firefighter at the time. So I was running and fire 24/7 until May. So I ran Sulphur Springs on the weekend on the Saturday, and I graduated from fire college on the Friday.
Wow.
Everything coincided together, and all I kept telling myself is if you can get through this season, any season will be easy after that.
Right.
But through the rain with Sulphur Springs, I remember I hit like a really bad low because I was like, it's not going to get better. I remember my boyfriend telling me early on, yeah, it's going to rain the whole day. You know what, man? I don't think I need that. But you know what? Thank you for telling me that. Like,
Just preparing you.
Yeah. Thank you for preparing me for the worst. Yeah. So I think it just channeled in for what I had with Tally in the Valley. And I said, you did this for 24 hours. You can do this again. If you did it last year, you were in Iceland in the worst weather imaginable, running in the mountains. You can do this. This is a very doable event.
Yeah.
So I ended up finishing it in 21 hours. And then just over, I think it was like 21, 25. And then I met you guys when I was training at Hockley Valley.
Yes.
And I ran Halliburton. And Halliburton, it poured again. And I was like, I can't catch a break. And during Halliburton, my headlamp died.
Oh, no.
And I had a handheld light, and I felt like I was on Scooby-Doo, like looking around for all the... And I ran that, and in my mind, I was like, Halliburton's harder. I could do this in 24 hours. No, I ran it in almost 29 because it was just such a bad year. The weather was just horrible. It was even worse than Sulphur Springs because the trail is that much harder.
Right.
I ended up taking 6 weeks off. I told Amanda, we're just going to take 6 weeks off. We're going to do basic zone 2 training on anything but running. And then when we build, we're going to do a strong build from basically November all the way to May.
Mm-hmm.
And we did tons and tons of hill repeats.
Yep.
Like, I can't even tell you how many hill repeats I've done. And they're so mind numbing. It's just like, you get up and you're like, okay, I got to go back down now. Like, every week I was doing hill repeats. I was being more intentional with my elevation and with being more in tune with my workouts and how I feel. Because Amanda's really good with her plans are week to week. Mm-hmm. So it's nice that if I've ever had like a really rough week at work, because that does happen,
sure.
I either switch my days around or we just switch the intensity. So all the workouts are perceived effort. Mm-hmm. So it's either easy, moderate, or hard. So my hard today could feel different than next week. But I was just very, very more intentional with my programming, with my rehab, with not having the distraction of being in the academy. And I was able to focus a lot more. And I think that was the biggest shift for me. I did more strength training because that's so pivotal, and a lot of HIIT workouts and stuff. And I think that was what really helped with being able to shave off that 2 hours.
Nice.
And I think also experience too, knowing the trail and just being a little bit more, now you're a little bit more seasoned. Your first time doing things, you're figuring things out, right?
Right.
But having done the race and having had just a lot more time and your body becoming more conditioned to the 100 miles, you get used to it. So.
Well, you upped your game again to the 200 miler. And this is your first time running in the Rockies, was it?
Second.
Second time?
So 2023, I ran the Golden Ultra.
Oh, okay.
So it was a 3-stage ultra. So it was 5K the first day, 60K the second day, and 21 to 22K the third day. So that was my first time, but that was a stage race. And then this was my second time, and that was in BC. And so my first time running in Alberta, though.
Gotcha.
So what was the appeal about the Divide 200 that you liked to say, yes, sign me up?
In my mind, the first time I've ever done anything has always been in Canada. It's my first 50, my first 100K, 100 mile. So I was doing things in Canada. For me, it's just home. Mm-hmm. I always have the best experiences when I do anything within our country. So I thought, there's a 200 out there. There's also no lottery. So I know I'm going to be able to get in. And it would just be so cool. I've never run in the actual Rockies for a good amount of distance before. I think it would be awesome. I've heard nothing but good things about the race. Mm-hmm. So I said, let's give it a go. And I registered for the race and then say, hey, Amanda, I can run 200 miles.
Don't ask for that. Don't ask for that.
Matt said that we have the best but worst relationship because we just basically just tell each other we can do anything.
Yes.
And then it ends up him just going, well, I guess this is what we're doing now. So so she goes, yeah, of course you can. I said, good. And I sent her my race roster confirmation and she goes, oh, so you already registered for it. And I was like, yeah. So that's how it happened.
You were afraid to ask for permission, weren't you? You're like, I'm just going to do it and then see what happens.
I'll ask for forgiveness. I'm really good with that.
So were there any major changes to your training regime leading up to Divide?
So it's funny. So she's very conscious of my job, just knowing I do need to be ready for work and can't really go in saying, hey guys, I'm not gonna do this today. I have to be 100% at work. we were focusing a lot on elevation training. So my highest week, I was at just over 3,000 meters of gain. And we had done consistent weeks in a row of a lot of gain. And my highest kilometer week running was 116K.
Wow.
Only. But on top of that, I was doing anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour on the Stairmaster 5 times a week with a weighted vest to simulate my pack, walking with my dog in the neighborhood from anywhere from 2 to 6K with a 40-pound weighted vest.
Right.
And doing a lot more mobility just because I wanted to be able to get to the next workout, not feeling, not 100%. And a lot of strength work, up my strength work and up to my high intensity work as well. And I started doing altitude training. So for the 1 month, I went to a gym in Toronto and they basically bring the oxygen down to 14%. And you were training at 10,000 feet. So I was doing Stairmaster, incline walking, and I was doing threshold runs at altitude. And then I switched to a gym closer to me, and it's group workouts in altitude at 14% oxygen and 11,500 feet.
Wow.
And I used to stay for an open gym, and I would also stay there and do a lot of my mobility or easy running workouts and stuff at the gym just to be more acclimated. In my mind, if there's anything you can only control so much and only prepare so much. But if there's something that I can just get myself ready for, why not do it? Because I would hate to go all the way out there and not be acclimated or ready for the altitude. And then that's what ends my race. Yeah. So I was really nervous about that, but it did help. So,
wow.
Hopefully with all that training, you got your sleep in.
It's in there. It's in there. I mean, 8 p.m. on the couch. Let's watch a movie. And I'm ready
Oh, my goodness. All right. You're on the start line. What's going through your mind?
Have you checked out our virtual series yet? We Run the North, celebrating Canada's national parks, features a total of 13 10-kilometer challenges, one for each province and territory. How many national parks can you name? Medals that connect, license plate style bibs, and cool swag can be yours. Visit gottarunracing.com for more details.
So standing with a good friend of mine, we're part of a run group and we do trails and stuff together. So we're standing at the start line and he goes, "We're really doing this, eh?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I really hate that you peer pressured me to be here." And I just turned to him and I said, "Let's just have a fun time. Let's just have a great time." And then before I knew it, they did the countdown and I went, "Oh my God, it's 8 o'clock." And then off we went.
Wow.
And okay, this is really happening. All right. Yeah. It was a lot of that. A lot of, I can't believe it's finally the day.
And the weather was good?
Yeah, the weather was perfect. The first day it was cool in the morning and it didn't get to over maybe 21, 22 degrees.
Nice.
So it was a really good first day. The nighttime got cold, but I want to say it was 7 or 8 degrees. So it wasn't too bad. Because typically there, it's been really hot during the day. They get a heat wave and then really cold at night where it's 3 or 4 degrees. So we got really lucky the first couple of days.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you got to the first 100 milers point, did you say to yourself, okay, anything beyond this now is going to be new, a surprise?
Yeah. So it was funny. So we got to Coleman was a really nice checkpoint because they had an indoor facility for everything. And we were at 140K. And the group I was with these 3 guys that we started. I met with them at around 50K and I ran at least 200K with the 3 of them.
Wow.
And with one guy over almost 300 kilometers, I ran with one guy.
Wow.
Who's from Ontario. He's from Kingston. His name's Adam. And he is a wealth of knowledge because he's run this race 3 times. He became a really good friend of mine.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was nice to run with someone from Ontario. Yeah. So we were together at the beginning and then we reached the halfway point and we were on our way to the next checkpoint. We were about 10 or 15 kilometers from the next checkpoint. And they had this sign and it was Bon Jovi, "We're halfway there." And it was a picture of them. And we were like, "Oh my God, we're halfway there. Only 160 more to go." And Yeah, only 161.
That's a hard one to go. Yeah, halfway. No.
No, in my mind, until we're in the double digits, I'm not going to celebrate because we still have so much race left. Anything can happen within that next 160K. So it's too early to celebrate. This is very exciting, but too early to celebrate.
Oh my goodness. Did you know what place you were in at this point?
No.
No.
So there were a couple of women that I was running with for the first bit. And then the one lady, Emma, she's amazing. She's from Quebec and she's a professional ultra runner and she had taken off and she was doing amazing. So I was like, all power to you, girl. This is your bread and butter. You know the mountains better than I do. I'm just here to finish.
Yeah.
I had expected I was going to be coming in like at the 90th hour. So I was not here to be a hero by any means. I was just here to just do my best. So she had taken off and I was running with this other woman who was an alpine instructor. Her name's Melissa and she leads expeditions in Nepal and she has climbed Everest. And I am so out of my league. Blue Mountain cannot stand the test of time at Everest. I don't know what I'm thinking right now between these professional women. So the whole time we're just going to do our best. You know, like I don't really care. Placing is cool, but I just want to walk away from here. Well, be able to walk away from here for one. And two, just be able to say like I did a really cool thing, learned a lot of things, saw some cool stuff and met some really cool people and ate a lot of food. That's for me, that's a plus.
That's a win.
So I had no idea. And then when we had left on the second night, I caught up with Emma and she had gotten injured and she had slowed down significantly. And I got up to her and she was struggling. She was tearing up a little bit. So I ran up to her and I was with a group of people and I gave her a hug and I said, just be proud of whatever you can do. Wherever you get to, if you get to the finish, you have to stop now. Just be proud of what you've done because you haven't done more than 100 miles.
Right.
And you've done more than 100 miles. So don't be so down on yourself. And then she said, thank you so much. She was like completely stunned because it was the middle of the night and she's looking, who's this human that's hugging me? Like, it's okay. It's not a bear. We're okay. But yeah, so then I had passed her and I didn't know anything after that. I had no clue.
Wow.
Had no clue.
Wow. That's wild.
How about sleep breaks? Did you manage sleep breaks? And was it hard to get going again if you took one?
So I took one, tried to sleep once for 20 minutes in the first night, and I was just completely restless because I actually got nauseous the first night, and I was taking ginger gravel and couldn't keep things down. But I had gone so long with eating gels and snacks and stuff, and then I ate a lot of food. I had like a burger and ramen and this and that, and then ran 20K, and I'm in the middle of the 20K, and I'm, guys, I don't feel so good. I was running with these three guys. I'm like, I'm sorry I'm holding you back. And they're like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. This is only night one. So for 20K, I was really nauseous. And then going into night 2, I ended up puking and was dry heaving for an hour.
Wow.
And got into a really dark place. And then my headlamp died and I was even more in a dark place. So I was like, this is great. I've separated myself from the company because I was holding them back and my headlamp died and I only had a body light on me. And I was like, oh my God, I'm alone. It is dark. And I need to catch up to the group. And I said to myself, like, just collect yourself and push through. Like, just keep pushing. And I ended up passing 2 people. And I caught up with the first part of the group and then pushed. And he was like, oh my God, you got here quick. I'm in the mode. I need to keep moving. And then I caught up with the other part of the group. And then I stayed with them. And then they just kept me going. I was just following their feet, just left, right, left, right.
Man. When did you get your headlamp fixed?
So one person who was clearly more prepared than myself had a spare headlamp and gave me their spare headlamp. And then I used theirs. And then night 2, actually, so we were on our way to the next checkpoint and it wasn't a crew one. It was just like a random one that was just on the side of a road. And when we got there, we had been informed that a bear had come on the course. And basically what happened was there were some people camping and the bear had charged at their campsite.
Oh, wow.
And the guy that was in second place, his pacer is basically an outdoor enthusiast. And he said, okay, we're going to turn our headlamps on really loud. We're going to run straight for the screens. And he goes, we're going to what? And they're banging their poles like this. And they were able to get the people that are at the campsite and save them and then bring them all the way to Calgary Search and Rescue.
Whoa.
So in the middle of the race, they had to reroute part of the course because they wanted to redirect us away from the area where the bear was.
Right.
So they had to reroute the course. So we had got to the aid station and they said, hey, this is what's happened. And I'm sitting there trying to eat something because I had just been puking for an hour and I hear bear and I'm like, whatever. It's not a big deal. And I'm just trying to eat. Like, I'm not thinking. And then they said, okay, so you're going to go left here, you're going to go right here, and then you're going to see this tree, and you're going to keep going at this tree, and then you're going to turn here. And then, by the way, we put markers that are green, so probably not a good idea that we put green markers on green trees at night, but these are the markers you have to look for. And I looked at the guys, and I'm, did you get that? And they went, yeah. I'm like, okay, good, because I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Yeah. Make a left at the bear.
Right? You see the bear, you've gone too far. Like,
it's so not funny, but it is.
It's funny because as we were walking, all of us said, what's stopping this bear from coming to the reroute? Like,
Yeah. He's following the trail too. He's following new markers.
What if he's like, ooh, what's over there? And the bear just like makes its way over. And I said, this is awful to say, but these are the thoughts going on in my head. And they said, no, we're thinking the exact same.
Wow.
Now, getting back, did you eventually get to sleep?
Oh, about sleep. I'm so sorry. I got
okay. It was a good diversion.
Yeah, we'll keep it in.
So with sleep, I tried to sleep, couldn't. And then that aid station, I slept when we got after the whole bear thing. That aid station, I slept for 45 minutes. And I said, you know what? I think I need to sleep for another 15. So I fell asleep for 15 minutes. And my mom comes up to me and she goes, hey, it's time to get up. And I said, for what? She goes, you're in the middle of a race. And I was like, what? He was, yeah, you got like 100K left to go. Like, you got to get back out there. And I was, for real? And then I woke up and I was just so comfortable. And I went, I am in a race. I do not sleep on a cot normally. I normally don't have an emergency blanket on me. Yes, I am in a race. And then all the other naps after that were basically on the side of a mountain, dirt nap, would set a 5-minute timer.
Yeah.
And we passed out and woke up at 5 minutes, got back up and kept going. Oh. And I actually found that anything less than 20 minutes was the best because the hour was nice, but you almost get into that REM sleep and your body starts to really go, oh, we're resting. Finally, you're done. You're done punishing yourself. This is fantastic. I'm warm and I'm dry and I'm happy. And then you wake up and you go, well, that was nice, but now I'm sore. And I'm crankier than before. So the best sleeps were honestly 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Literally, one of them I face planted because I didn't want to take my pack off and I just fell asleep on my stomach. Just the guys wake me up and we're ready to go.
in a plank position?
Basically, I was planking.
Did you have any pacers or you just stuck with the group?
I tried to have a pacer. One of my friends was trying to get time off work, couldn't work. And then another one of my friends actually got a rhabdo at Sulphur Springs. He fell really bad.
Oh.
And he was 150K to the finish. And he had 10K left and he couldn't continue because it was going to be, as we know, rhabdo's not good.
Yeah.
So he bowed out. And I didn't have anybody. And I said, well, I did my first 100 miles with a pacer, did my first 100K with a pacer. We could do 100, 200 miles with a pacer. But the group I was with, at one point, everyone had a pacer. So there was 7 of us. And I guess I'm the 7th wheel in this group because every single person had a pacer. So I was like, you know what? We're in a pack. I was like, I feel safe. We're fine. So yeah, no pacer.
Nice.
Wow. Very good.
Just a couple cows on the trail with us, you know?
All right. Well, take us to the final few kilometers. What's going through your head?
Knowing that you're going to finally get this thing done.
Mm-hmm.
I know. And you know what's funny? The last 8K felt longer than the previous 300K because we were slowly coming to the top and then it was switchbacks all the way coming down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so defeating because you think you've gone so far and it's just a slow descent coming down. And it's pouring rain. So it's making it even worse. And I tripped a couple of times and literally face planted coming down the switch packs because I was just so tired at that point. But I was having the best time. So I was running with my friend Adam, who had run basically almost the entire race with. And he was, you're going to let an old man beat you because he's a couple years older than me. And I was I don't know if you want a little girl to beat you. So we're trying to like run in together. And then he ends up taking off completely. And there's a 2-kilometer road section. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're almost there. And then I didn't realize it's a whole 6-kilometer section that we're on trail. And because it had poured, in most sections, the water was past your ankles.
Wow.
And it was freezing cold. When I say like bone chilling cold. So there was a lot of moments where I felt like I had ice blocks for my feet. And I was just running. And I was like, we can get through this. We can get through this. And then I finally got my second win when I saw the parking lot. I'm like, oh my God, 500 meters. We're almost there. And then my boyfriend is the loudest person on the planet. And all I hear is him screaming his brains out. And then I just like started crying because it was just so emotional. Like I had been through so much between no sleep, a bear, and all the things like thrown into one. And then I just remember crossing the finish line going like, it's over. It's done. We're done. Pause the watch because every kilometer and minute counts. But it was very surreal and one of the best experiences I've ever had.
When did you find out you won?
Then.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Seriously? No one told you?
One guy, like I had thought second place was coming or third place and I didn't know. So I was just trying to get through that last section as best as I can. I had taken a couple of caffeine pills and we're just going to run on whatever energy we have left to make it to the finish. But I didn't really know until the end.
Wow.
And then they're like, you came first. And I was like, what? Like, did I hear that right? What?
Amazing. Amazing. That's incredible. Congratulations.
Yeah, because we know who came in second was Chelsea Topping, and we had her on the podcast. So she was coming on you pretty strong. Very strong runner.
She was. So I actually saw her. So there was this part, you have to go up 4K, down for 4K. It's called Kootenai Pass. And we have to go up this really shale, broken rock ridge, get to the top, collect a coin, and then come back down. So I was coming back down, and then I saw her go up.
Ooh.
And I looked at the guys I was with, and I said, oh my God, there's another lady here. She's coming in. So the guys are like, we got to book it. So then we ended up making it to the aid station, and it was 9K to the final checkpoint 13. I saw my crew, and each time I came into my crew, I was, okay, we're going to relax. We're going to take our time. And I see my boyfriend and my mom. I'm like, okay, I want this. I want this. I want this. And I want this. And they said, I thought you were sleeping. I'm like, we're not sleeping. We're going to get out, and we're going to go back. We have 25K left. I'll sleep when I'm done. It's fine. And they went, oh, okay, I guess we're really doing this. Like, we're doing this like 100-mile. Like, we're booking it. And then we moved in fast. And then I just kept running. I was doing like a lot of run walking to get up to the top of the hill as fast as possible. And then that was the rest of the race.
Wow, very nice. So besides the longest time on foot, what else did you learn about yourself physically, mentally, emotionally? What do you take away from this race?
That every time you're feeling really bad, just know that it's not going to be forever, because each night I felt nauseous the first night, puked the second night, puked the third night, and it was that moment's going to pass. And you're going to have moments where you're feeling elated and moments where you're feeling like lower than the mountains. But appreciate where you are, because I mean, we, in being in Ontario, don't have the privilege of looking at mountains like this every day. So appreciate what you are. Be proud of what you're doing, because at the end of the day, this is more than you've ever done or thought you could ever do. So why be upset in this moment? Because you don't know when your race is going to be over. You don't know if you're going to make it to the finish. You don't know if you're going to be done at a kilometer. And if your last moments is you being upset and you wanting this to be over, then that just tarnishes your whole experience. So going into this, I would just said, like, we got to be mentally strong, mentally fit, and know that there's going to be moments we're going to be hating this. There's moments we're going to love it, and just got to ride the wave. That's all it is, just ride the wave.
And just remember that you signed up for this.
Well, you paid a lot of money to be here.
Yes.
You paid a lot of money to be here. So, you know, be like, oh, I did 100 miles. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. But you did that already. So,
yes.
Speaking of which, you've already signed up for your next big adventure. Do tell?
Yeah. So when I was actually recovering from Sulphur Springs, I was sitting in my back patio. And of course, all my best ideas come from when I'm the least functional, but the most apparently dysfunctional up here. And I was sitting in my backyard and I'm trying to get into Cocodona. We got to get into Cocodona. I think this would be so cool. And then ended up getting waitlisted because everybody registered for it. And then I did my little Googling and I go on to Race Roster. I'm like, wow, there's like 70 spots open for the Arizona Monster. And I said, I don't know if that's good or bad, but maybe...
Did you break your foot first?
But fortunately or unfortunately, this time I didn't need that kind of like inspiration. This just came from tired legs and the sore soul from Sulphur Springs. So I think that was enough for me to say, let's do 300. So I registered for it. And then I texted Amanda and I said, we're doing this. Instead of asking for permission, I just sent it to her. And she goes, yeah, we are. And then my boyfriend comes home from work. So I have something to tell you. I have something so exciting. And he goes, okay. I'm like, but I need you to sit. He goes, okay. So I registered for a 300-mile race. He goes, you haven't even done 2. And I was like, yet, but we will. So that's the next race in the calendar.
And it's in April. So we wish you a very mild winter.
Yeah, hoping so. We're going to be doing a lot of sauna, sweat sessions. And the nice thing is it's the same elevation as the Divide with just 100 more miles.
There you go.
Oh,
Just
100 more miles. Gotta find the optimism here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, there are some other big races in the world. Tour de Jean being one, the Swiss Peaks, even Fire and Ice in Iceland. Have you heard of that one?
I have.
What else is on your bucket list?
Definitely Tour de Jeans, because I think it's wild to think you're doing 200 miles and you're getting 24,000 meters of climbing. That is insane. Absolutely insane. So that's definitely on my list. I really wanted to get into Cocodona, but you know what? It's sometimes some things are meant to be as they are. So maybe one day I'll get into Cocodona. And fingers crossed if it does happen next year, because I already asked for permission / forgiveness from my coach. But if the Sioux 200 happens next year, I will be running the Sioux 200 because I think it'd be really cool to be running a 200-mile race just north of home.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
hopefully that happens. And I don't know, from there, it's like, we'll see, because whatever like sparks your interest changes every year. I mean, I never thought 2 years ago I'd be doing 200 miles. So
Right. Exactly.
Who knows what I'm going to decide is going to be the next crazy thing. So,
well, epic achievement, Celine. Congratulations
big
again.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Before we let you go, we like to do a little rapid fire just for fun.
Absolutely.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Where shall I start? Favorite ice cream flavor?
Ooh, my favorite ice cream flavor. I'm a plain chocolate girl.
Oh, yeah?
I love chocolate, but if you want me to be very specific and not be so basic, I will go with a Sugar Shack Maple from Kawartha Dairy.
Whoa, that sounds
That does sound nice.
We're very privileged. It's 10 minutes from our house. So
oh, nice.
after long training sessions, we go there.
Do you have any tattoos?
I do. I have a little lotus on my back on the side, so I call it my tasteful tramp stamp because it's off to the side.
No running related ones yet?
Not yet. That's definitely a plan, so stay tuned, but nothing yet.
Okay. What's a TV show you're embarrassed to say you watch?
I don't know. Is the Gilmore Girls embarrassing? Actually, no. I watch wrestling. I watch WWE every single week.
Oh my God.
Do, and I am very proud to say it. My crew at work hates it because they're like, what are we going to watch tonight? I'm like, well, it's Monday Night Raw or it's Friday Night SmackDown. But it never wins. But that is something that is very frowned upon by most people.
Did you watch Christian and Edge last weekend?
I did.
They're from Orangeville.
I know, and I love it too. I think it's so awesome.
They actually used to come and work out at the gym I worked at when they were in town.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you got to really know them. That's cool.
And that was back in the early 2000s when they were just getting big. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very jealous.
Would you rather be a professional writer, musician, or painter?
I'm very bad with painting, so can't be painting. I used to play the guitar, but I'm very bad at it. So I'm going to have to say writer.
Very good. All right, Norm, final question.
Well, don't you want to give her a butter tart question?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I was waiting for that question.
Okay, good. Butter tarts, with or without raisins?
Either one, because I can eat them forever.
Oh, not too many people give that answer.
I love butter tarts. I'm a sucker for a good tart.
Did you get one at Salford? Did we give you one?
I didn't get one.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Oh, I was going to say that Chelsea Topping was at Sulphur this year as well. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, she ran
the 100K.
She ran the 100K. It's too bad you guys didn't meet this year there.
I know. What are the chances, eh?
Yeah, she's an awesome girl. She's a lot of fun.
She's really nice. I met her at the end and we chatted for a while. She was really nice. She's like, where are you from? Somewhere around here? I'm like, no, Ontario.
All right, final question. Pick a superpower that you'd like to have.
A superpower, night vision.
Oh, then you wouldn't worry about headlamps.
Night running a lot easier, and you wouldn't mistake foxes for cougars or cows for bears, because that did happen. We're like, oh my God, it's a bear. Like, no, it's a cow. So I think night vision would be really cool.
That would be good.
We haven't had that one.
No, first time.
No, there we go. All right, Celine, thanks again, and good luck with your training for Arizona.
Thank you so much. It was a privilege to talk to you guys again, aside from meeting you on the side of the trail or hearing your lovely voices at Sulphur Springs. So it was nice to finally chat.
Yeah, it was great.
The next time you're up in our area, we'll go for a run.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know for sure.
Absolutely. I'm there all the time.
All right.
Is it your first podcast?
Yeah, this is my first. I was very nervous. I was talking to Amanda, and Amanda's, you're going to do fine. You like to talk. I hate talking. You're going to be
well.
Like,
great. Are you kidding? We're great.
Well, we had her on a couple of years ago, was it?
We did. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. And she is somebody who likes to be left in the shadows. She hates being in the spotlight. So she's like, you're going to be fine. Don't worry.
Yes.
You'll be fine.
Oh, and by the way, do you know who we have to thank for suggesting you?
I do. He's in my run club. I ran with him the other day, and I said to him, I can't believe we're going to be on a podcast. He's like, do you know who did that? And we're running together. He's got this big grin on his face. I'm like, no, Patrick, it was you. Oh my God, that's amazing. He goes, yeah, like, you're awesome. And you do so much around here with the community. People need to know about you. The people that know me are the people that know me. It's fine. But yeah, he's awesome. He's such a great guy.
He is.
Love the guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely guy. All right.
Yeah.
We'll let you go. It's Saturday. Do your thing.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Cheers.
Bye.
That was Selene Mallone, winner of the Divide 200.
Who had no idea that she won the race until she crossed.
Love that. Love that.
Well, that's the thing. You run your race. Who cares what's going on with positioning? You're just out there for a good time. You signed up for this thing. Enjoy it.
Yes.
And then the outcome is the outcome.
And obviously, there's less people spread out amongst that course, so it would be hard to know.
It would be hard to know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, unless your crew keeps informing you. But hey, I would say, don't tell me.
Yeah. Oh,
it's just an added pressure. Why would you?
So happy for her. She put in a lot of good training.
Oh my God,
time.
serious training.
Yes, absolutely.
And the result paid off.
It sure did. Sure did. That's amazing. Amazing. And we have to thank Patrick for suggesting that we chat with Celine today.
Very good.
Thank you, Patrick.
And she's off to the monster.
Oh my goodness. In April,
we know now. We know that we would never take a spring race.
Never mind a 300-mile spring race.
Because the training in Ontario is just bleh.
You know what, though? We should check out that altitude gym. It sounds really cool.
That does sound cool, but I think you have to be in altitude all the time.
Well, clearly not. It Celine.
Yeah. What do I know about science?
Or altitude. You're just naturally, you lived in altitude in a previous life, I'm sure.
And also, if you want a coach that just keeps saying, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do it. Yes, you can. Amanda Nelson. That is who you need to hire. She will never say no.
Oh, dear. All right.
All right. If you like this episode, please leave a like, share, tell everybody you know. Until next time.
Cheers.
Bye.